In this exercise, you will learn about the operation principle of air cooler. Air cooler is the oldest and cheapest technique used to keep the surrounding air cool. It consists of pump, water reservoir tank, cooling pads, and fan. The cooling pads are kept damp by the pump that circulates water from the reservoir. Fan pulls warm air from the surroundings through cooling pads. As the air passes through the cooling pads, the air gets cooled by evaporation of water molecules. This cooled air is blown out of fan to the surrounding atmosphere through vents. Air cooler working is purely based on the principle of evaporation. When air and water come in contact, the water evaporates into the surrounding air. The cooler efficiency is based on the humidity in the surrounding air. Humidity is defined as the percentage of moisture in the air. Air cooler is very effective when the humidity of the atmosphere is low. Its efficiency becomes low when humidity level rises. If the air is already saturated with moisture, in other words, if the humidity is very high, then air will not pick up any more water particles. An added advantage of air cooler is that the cooling pads also act as filters. As the air passes through the pads, the dust particles and other pollutants are captured in the fibers of the pads. Thereby, clean and cool air comes out of the air cooler. The disadvantage is that fungus will develop in the room walls due to the moisture collection. This fungus affects human health. Due to this, air coolers are banned in some countries. Thus, you have learned about the operation of an air cooler. In this exercise, you will learn how to service air cooler. To service the air cooler, first you should disconnect it from the mains. Check the water level in the reservoir with the help of water level indicator. If the water level is low, do the following process. Take off the cover from the water reservoir. Remove the water reservoir from the air cooler assembly. Invert the reservoir upside down. Unscrew and remove the cap of the reservoir. Now fill the reservoir with water. Fix the cap back to its position. Hold the reservoir with cap facing downwards. Return it to the appropriate position in the air cooler. Replace the water reservoir cover. After a few minutes, the water level indicator will float high. To clean the filter in the air cooler, do the following process. Remove the filter from the air cooler by lifting it up using the extensions at both sides of the filter. Remove the dust on the filter using wet cloth. Wash the filter with detergent. Rinse it in water. Dry the filter completely. Replace the filter at the appropriate position in the air cooler. Wick is a paper-like material placed inside the air cooler. The sediments from the water gets deposited on the wick while the air cooler is working. The efficiency of the wick will gradually decrease due to its continuous usage. So, it should be replaced periodically. If you are not using the air cooler for months together, then you should empty and keep the water reservoir dry. Thus, you have learned how to service an air cooler.